Do that. All right, so this is the time where we do a spiritual transition. This is where I take whatever you give me, that are those that are watching live in the chat room. I take whatever you give me and you try to stump me to see if I cannot transition from whatever you give me to the gospel. And so tonight's task is for me to transition from an e-cigarette vaporizer to the gospel. Actually, that's kind of easy. You know, I do know, people have this notion that the e-cigarettes are supposed to be safer. I don't know. These are brand new and we'll see if that holds true. But, I do find it funny that, people think that if you tell someone the truth, that's like a bad thing to do sometimes. It's better to lie to people, make them feel better. But, we don't do that with cigarettes, do we? No. On cigarettes, we have this big label that says, warning, this could kill you. Right? I mean, that's essentially what it says. I mean, that's essentially the idea there. This is a warning. This product is produced and could kill you, is hazardous to your health. I think that they ended up coming up with 4 different ones now because people just ignored the warning labels. So they started trying to get creative with them. But the reality is that they've ended up saying, well, let's create something that's less dangerous. And so we have these e-cigarettes with the vaporizer. And so it's not going to have the effects of secondhand smoke because when you blow it out, it vaporizes and it doesn't have these negative effects. The reality though is that vapor that is just there for a moment and then gone, that's kind of like our life. That's exactly what God says our life is compared to. Our life that we think is so valuable and so meaningful, and yet our life, 70, 80, maybe 90 years, is but a vapor in comparison to eternity. And so many people plan for things in life and they ignore warning labels that could be there, and they think that it's really wrong to tell people the truth, like the fact that 100% of the people are going to die. Every one of us is going to die. And we know that we're all guilty before a holy God. Every one of us knows that our life is but a vapor, our day is going to come, and that we have ignored that warning label and we're going to suffer the consequence. That warning label is that we break God's law. We lie, we cheat, we steal, we do things that God says is wrong, and God will judge us. He doesn't miss anything. He sees everything. He will judge us. But God made a way of escape. Almighty God came to earth, died on a cross as a man, that he might be a punishment of sin for you and me, that we could be set free. That if we accept what he did on that cross as the only means of our salvation, we could be set free. Not because we're innocent, but because we're guilty and he paid the fine. That's how I would transition from an e-cigarette vaporizer to the gospel. How would you go?